Hi everybody, welcome to my channel for new battle report. So you probably saw the previous video, which was an explanation of my list and the tournament, the very big tournament I'm going to attend to. And I played a couple of practice games before that, including this one. So basically we had a small tournament 2 weeks before the large tournament. And since only a very low amount of players show up, we decided to arrange some interesting game to do some training. So basically I played 3 practice games, which was interesting because then maybe you get a bit more open game and it might be more interesting. So I've played the first game against Xavier, which was our ETC captain this summer, so I know him pretty well, and I know also his demon list as well. But yeah, I say it again, if you didn't watch the previous video, maybe go and watch it to understand what I have in my list and what I picked if you are interested in that, because I won't talk much about my list again in the next 8 battle report. So here we are, that's my list, and this is my opponent's list. So he played a Scourge, Omen of Savar, Master Thaumaturgy with Hatred, 3 units of Lemurs, 1 unit of Imps, 2 Blazing Glory, 1 with Impact Hits, 2 large Threshing Engine, 3 Claw Fiends, and 5 Sirens. So MSU type of list that he's playing since I think more than a year now, so he's really familiar with that. Always a couple of change. He switched again from the Sibaresh to the Omen of Savar again to try something else, and also I think it was also a constraint of model that he had to switch to that one, but yeah, he played that before, so you know the list pretty well. We played Secure Target, and here you have the spell selection of both of us. I decided to take Totemic Summon. This might be a real choice, but I thought that Break the Spirit is not very interesting against an MSU list like him with a ward save. And then Totemic Summon might be additional piece of chaff, might be annoying for Chariot, for example, or Imps. They can cause some trouble if they charge in the back, for example. And then Swarm of Insect, obviously very good against low armor, a big model like the Scourge or Chariot. And then Hereditary +1 Strength of Toughness and Rod of Battle and Chilling. Matchup analysis. He has a lot of mobile threats. I know I have to be compact. The movement 10 our target 1 Chariot are pain for me to deal with, because basically they have our target against my range damage, which is annoying, and then they charge very far, which is as well annoying because we know that Ogre Khans, they rely as well on the charge to do some impact and some damage, so I need to be careful about them. I need to place my mercenaries and cannon well to threaten spots and avoid the Scourge that he's able to be very aggressive against me without being targeted by both. I really want to be able that if he's in open field, I can target him with both. My character need to avoid close combat, and I rated it as a rather bad matchup for me, slightly bad on paper. Since it's secure target, I still have a chance to pick one of the token and put it in the zone that I'm going to defend, so I think secondary wise I should be able to tie it, but then yeah, I might lose just more things than him. Deployment. So he picked side, took top because he has a lot of ways to hide stuff behind against my shooting, and put his token in the middle. I picked, yeah, I had 2 parts of the board that are almost equal with an impassable where I can put my token and make sure it's harder for him to get it. I put it on the left and then deployed compact on the left. So I drop everything for 3rd turn. I put Yetis on the left, Squatapult, Tribesmen, Frost Mammoth, mercenaries with both character. Then we have Keen Eater as a piece of chaff. I consider the fact that he wasn't too interesting as an ambush piece in this game. I like the fact that mercenaries can be in the middle and are not hard to attack, but they can both target the left part of the impassable and the right part as well, because yeah, I know what to expect from Xavier, that he was going to deploy everything between the 2 tokens. Then you have, yeah, my Keen Eater, my Bruiser block, small Bruiser unit, 2nd Catapult, and my Giant on the far right to be annoying, cause some arch test and stuff like that. Xavier counter deployment, you have 2 Chariots in the back, yeah, like people usually do against shooting if you can. First turn you try, if you don't start, you try to avoid some turn 1 range damage by minimizing and dropping a bit more to the back, which isn't too annoying for him because they move so well after, it's not a problem. So you put everything to the back or hidden. So here you have Scourge, Blazing Glory that does range damage, does impacted, sorry. Then we have some Lemures with Omen, Imps, Sirens, some Claw Fiends, and the second Blazing Glory. Let's start with my turn 1. So I push slightly forward to, yeah, take some board and be in range for stuff. I didn't do much. I failed Swarm of Insect, I dispelled Totemic Summon, and then with shooting I kill only 1 Lemures. Obviously the Scratapple don't do much in this game, and I decided to move the cannon forward but not shoot because I had no good target and I didn't want to misfire turn 1 because that could be very annoying for later on. And I just moved my giant further to the right. So yeah, I'm quite compact on the left, and then the right I try to be annoying with the giant. But obviously I can't play much forward and I need to stay compact because he has so many things opposed to me. His turn 1, so let's see what he did. He moved forward with his Chaff, moved forward with the Claw Fiends, try to be slightly aggressive. The left part he moved slightly forward as well, so he put his battle line slightly more forward. Blazing Glory as well, continue to look at the left to avoid me going in his back, but at the same time he's still able to move forward. In his magic phase, with 2 dice, despite the magical resistance 2, he was able to do d6 plus 1, d6 plus 1 against the unit of Merc and kill a Merc, which is annoying. And then with 3 dice against 5, he was able to get a Wrath of God, which is something I wanted to avoid, obviously. Yeah, nothing else than that. So my turn 2, I tried to open up a little bit the game. My idea was I want to give him some temptation to take some risk in order to be able to deal with the left flank as soon as possible, to be able to secure the left target, move the mercenaries forward to close the door with the impassable, and basically make sure that I'm very solid here and hard to attack for him. So that was my idea. So I push forward the Yetis, chaffing him, giving a flank to the Chariot to avoid some overruns. The Chariot can charge the Frosty. I have Binding Scroll, he can only wound me on 6 up, I should be fine. And I wanted to have 9 inches to make him strike after me to do some wounds against the Blazing. That was my idea. Move forward with mercenaries to shoot at the Blazing. I wanted to cause 2 wounds and then to be able to hit on 4 up with the Yetis and maybe be a trouble for him. That was the idea. And then the Comet is here, so I move the Chariot to the side. Try to hide some stuff from him to avoid some charges, and also I move the cannon to the right to be as far away as possible from Wrath of God, but still be able to see the Scourge. So yeah, this turn it wasn't too interesting because it's moving long range, it's a 6 up, hard target, so it's impossible to shoot him. And here on the right, I forgot to mention, I tried to charge the Chaff I wanted to get rid, and I consider the fact that the only thing that can charge me after are the Claw Fiends, and basically I can flee, so I was okay. And I decided to activate a piece of Chaff. I don't think the timing was the best one, but yeah, I wanted to avoid some combo charges, some long charges. But I'm not sure that was really needed, to be honest. I was a bit annoyed by the position of him and I wanted to avoid him charging me and getting some overrun into stuff. And since I cannot flee, I prefer send him forward to create a bait. That was a bit the idea, but maybe I could have placed him differently to just create some traffic jam, and maybe there was some better spot, or I could move behind for later on. I think I didn't make the best decision by chaffing now. Giant moves south, the same goes for the Chariot. Just wanted to be sure that if he charged me, I can charge him after and stuff like that. And that he couldn't charge me in the first place, because he can charge really far with them. In my magic phase, Swarm of Insect does 2 wounds to the Chariot, he dispels, I failed, +1 toughness on mercenaries, I think, and then, or Yetis maybe, don't know, and then he dispelled my Totemic Summon. Shooting, I did 1 wound to the Blazing Glory only with the mercenaries, and I might have done another wound with the Frosty, I think. Yeah, his turn 2, he took the bait on the left, so this will be interesting. Charge with bows, charge the chariot, was able to get it, so he has another one on 9 Swift Stride chariot. I don't remember, I think it was 8 on 9 as well, but he got the charge. Comet is still here, didn't fall down, and he double charged my Keen Eater and chaff me in return, meaning I won't really be able to profit from my chaff after. And he has so many pieces that look at my Bruiser Star that it's getting scary, since also the Scourge decided to come out. The 3 Clawflings charged my Bruiser. I fled, but I fled not a lot, middle-ish, and he rolled like an 11 to catch me and even passed the check to reform. So that was not something I planned. In the magic phase, so he got a Binding Scroll, Spectral Blade, wanted to avoid some problems with the chariot. But then he got a Breast Weapon, Strength 3 on the Clawfiends, which is not a problem for me. He tried to put a Smite, -1 Toughness on the Frosty, got a low roll. I tried to dispel it, but I fail. And then I get the dice back, and with 3 dice against 5, he gets another Comet off here in the middle of my line. So this is really a nightmare. Magic's Face, he got 3 spell off, a Smite, a Breast Weapon, another Comet. It's really a nightmare. And in his Magic Phase, the Comet doesn't come down again. Could have been nice, because that could have harmed the chariot and maybe helped me to be free with the Frosty and be very annoying on this left part of the board. So I thought that was a bit of a risk, but yeah, the Comet didn't come down, so he wasn't too scared about that. And then close combat, what happened? He deals with the Keen Eater, no problem. And here on the right, he deals with my Yetis. I did nothing to the Blazing Glory. Kills Copper Flemures, and he make me flee, I break, go over everybody, and he overrun. He gets the 9 Swift Stride against my turtle, so that was slightly annoying for me. But yeah, what can I do? And then we resolved this combat, and with Mighty Unbeliever off, I did all wound but 1, so he had 1 wound left on the chariot, and he was just able to either break me or kill me, I don't remember exactly. And then he gets another overrun with the Blazing Glory against Mercenaries, meaning I'm stuck in combat, which is very, very annoying. And the chariot overrun against my scoring unit, so I'm very in a bad spot already, and it's only turn 3. So here I have to use his chaff against him. Basically, he cannot charge out anything else than them, so he's blocking himself as well. I couldn't charge a chaff, because then there are 4 units that can charge me, so I will die easily. So I cannot take that. So I had to use him in a good way. I put everybody in the front and use the chaff at the best I could against him. The downside, obviously, is the fact that I will be chaff again next turn, but I couldn't do anything about that. I tried to charge a chaff with the chariot first. It was a 9 Swift Stride, but I didn't pass it. I considered the fact that by charging, I would be out of his line of sight, and then I can overrun, try to block these units. So that was a little bit the idea, but yeah, I failed that charge, unfortunately for me. I brought the giant in the center to try to annoy him. And yeah, here in combat, I rally my Yeti. But here my tribesmen are in trouble. He has 1 wound left. There are 2 comets, so if one of them can just clean the last wound of the chariot and maybe clean the 3 wounds remaining from the Blazing Glory, then I can be free and shoot with all my poison shot plus the cannon against him. Obviously I would take some wounds from the comet, but you never know. That could help me a little bit to turn around my fortunes on the left, because it's not going well at the moment. In my magic phase, I got nothing off, really, a bad magic phase. Then shooting, the comet both didn't come down, so meaning both models are still alive, so this is nightmare. Shooting, I only got the cannon on a 4-up against the Blazing Glory, and I didn't hit. Yeah, unfortunately. And then close combat, the chariot, yeah, is still here, so he's able to break me, overrun against the Yeti. They flee with a couple of wounds left, but just behind, so he will be able to catch both if he's still here. Blazing Glory with a challenge, I refuse, so with 5 guys I'm not able to finish the 3 wounds. I leave him on 1 wound, meaning he's tick in combat. And yeah, this is really a nightmare scenario for me. His turn 3, he charged with the Scourge in the close combat, so he can go in the corner since there is a Blazing Glory with 1 wound left. Nothing I can do about that. Chariot is here. He chaffed me again. Took the charge as well with the chariot, but luckily for me, he failed that at least. And the rest just look at my giant, try to cause him some damage. Blazing Glory moved to the side to threaten my pieces in my backyard. And the 3 Clawfins just charged me, and I fled to, yeah, he failed the reform check, so he's just looking nothing. That's the best I could expect. I knew that. His magic phase, he got a breast weapon, strike 4 on the Scourge. And then he did a couple, yeah, d6 plus 1, d6 plus 1 on Giant, did 2 wounds. And that was it. And close combat, basically he killed my BSB, nothing I can do. I finish off the Blazing Glory and I stick on a 9 no reroll. He killed him. The post comet didn't come down because I also expect that. I mean, even this turn, if both comet come down, they could easily take down the Scourge, maybe take down Blazing Glory. I could easily be alive in the game, but they didn't come down. So I'm in big trouble, and it just catch the scoring unit. I forgot to mention that my Scratapple was just within 6 of the Frost Mammoth, and I had to take the panic check and fled off the board before. So it's, yeah, really turning very, very bad for me. My turn 4, here is in combat, still 2 Comet. Here I charge the Chaff. I tried to charge the Imps, but I fail on a 6, which is really unfortunate. Move the cannon to the side to shoot at the Blazing Glory, and that's it. In the magic phase, I got +1 to hit, and Hereditary on the Mercenaries try to help me. Close combat, I do like 2 wounds to him. He do 3 wounds to me. Both Comet didn't come down this turn, I guess, again. Or they did. They did, maybe. Yeah, maybe they did. They did a couple of wounds. And I had, I think, only... Is it this? Yeah, it's not this turn. Okay, this turn they comes down. He decided to charge with the Chariot in my back, Chariot in the front, Blazing in the flank. He failed the Chariot in the back. I did only 1 wound with the cannon last turn against the Blazing. Yeah, here I failed charge. So his turn, we stuck in combat. He has lost like 1, 2, 3 wounds, I would say. Till now, I have 2 Mercenaries model plus the Shaman alive. And yeah, here in combat. So here what happens in the magic phase. He gets some breast weapon on the Blazing, some stuff, and then both Comet comes down. They do 3 wounds to the Scourge, so he has 1 left. Kill the Chariot, kill all my Mercenaries, and leave my Shaman Dark Mitch with 1 wound left. And then the Shaman with 4 attack on a 4 up, 6 up, I guess. Or I had still a buff, so 3 up. Yeah, 3 up, 6 up. I get 1 wound off. And he passed the ward save, so I don't kill the Scourge kill me in return, and then he will just, yeah, break me in 2 turns, so we can stop the game here. So yeah, crushing victory for Xavier, well done to him. Post-game analysis. So I think macro-wise, the starting of the game, if I had to redo this game, I would probably do the same. Deployment, token placement, drop for first turn. I think I couldn't expect much better than that. Some detail could have been better, but overall, pretty happy with the deployment. I struggled to do damage from range. You see my first few turns, I did really nothing. Definitely my move on the left, I was eager to open a little bit the game. It's a practice game, so I wanted to try something maybe slightly more risky that I would have done in a big tournament, maybe, don't know. But yeah, it was definitely too risky, and this backfired very, very badly. I mean, overrun 9 Swift Ride, and then another overrun against my Mercenaries to block me from shooting at the Scourge. So really, really, really a nightmare for me. So this backfired. Mercenaries against the Blazing, could have killed it to make me standard shoot against the Scourge, maximize the poison attack, and maybe deal with him. But didn't happen. Both Wrath of God didn't. Yeah, at the beginning I was happy it didn't come down the first turn, but after that I really had the hope that they come down and do some damage, because they could really have put me back in the game with a couple of Mercenaries left, and then nothing anymore on the left flank, but didn't happen. Yeah, bad placement cost me a Scratapple. That was a small detail. Didn't expect really this turn of event to happen, and then I was a bit messy in the placement of Scratapple that was just within 6 of the Frost Mammoth and Panic of the board, which, yeah, is a bit unfortunate. And even the Giant with his Imps turned bad. I charged him on the turn 5, forgot to mention. And then he had done like 5 wounds to me before. So I had like D3 impact, strength 5, so on 2+, 11 attack on the 3+, 2+, and a D6 stomp on the 2+. With all that, I did 2 wounds to the Imps. So really a nightmare. It did nothing to me and lose another one to the test, but even that didn't work. So like Xavier said after the game, everything works for him perfectly and for me really nothing. So yeah, 2 Wrath of God with 3 dice against 5 also hurts a lot. Regarding the list, Poison and Cannon against MSU, it's either I can do damage, but if I can't, there are just too many things that can combine and put me in trouble. And what I forgot to consider was the fact that despite I consider the plan, the opening that I give to Xavier on the left was too risky for him to take. That was my understanding of the situation. But if you look it on the opposite way, from a Xavier perspective, if this doesn't work, he gets what? A unit of Yetis, maybe lose a Chariot, a Lemures and a Blazing? Is it that bad? Not really. So, I mean, despite the fact that the odds are more in my favor than his favor, in my opinion, with the strengths that we have on this left part of the board, I think he had less to lose than me to try this. So he tried it, it worked, and yeah, I paid a very heavy price for that. So I forgot to consider how is it in his perspective, what he has to risk by doing that. So yeah, that's how it happened. So very big defeat to start this game, but I learned a couple of lessons in this game. Thanks a lot guys for watching this battle report, and talk to you soon in the next practice game. Bye bye.